Is Invisalign toxic? There's a number of different potential issues. I'm going to go into a few of them. I'm going to try to make this video not too long. Number one, you have monomers. You have microplastics. You either have BPA. In the case of Invisalign, you don't have BPA, you have isocyanate. But I just want to preface this by saying, number one, I'm not a medical professional, and I read tons of studies that are publicly available on the internet. You can come to a decision on your own, as you should with your doctor, because Invisalign looks to be the least toxic out of all the different aligner systems that are on the market right now. First and foremost, there are lots of adverse effects associated with Invisalign, and there always have been. And Invisalign and other clear aligners, they're all made from different kinds of thermoplastic polymers. They used to just be formed with heat. However, now most of them are 3D printed. But there have been lots of serious adverse effects. According to a retrospective analysis by the FDA, the most frequently reported adverse effects were difficulty breathing, sore throat, swollen throat, as well as anaphylaxis. All of those things that I just described sound suspiciously like what happens when people are exposed to isocyanate. Isocyanate is what they use in place of BPA in Invisalign. And just to be very clear, a lot of the other clear aligner systems, not Invisalign, do use BPA, and that does leach out into your body, and that does cause adverse effects, especially if it is someone who is younger. That will have serious reproductive toxicity and endocrine disruption, which could impact them for the rest of their lives. If someone is under the age of 18, they should not have these in their mouth. What's interesting is that the isocyanate triggers inflammation and adverse effects, but only in real life conditions, right? And this is the problem. A lot of this stuff, if it's studied at all before it hits the market, and much of it is not, and I have other videos on that, but all plastic leaches at normal temperatures. However, there's a number of things that increase the amount of microplastics and chemicals that leach off of plastic. One of those is heat. The companies and your dentist will say, take out your aligners when you're eating and drinking. But does everybody do that? No. A lot of people don't do that. In vitro studies have evaluated the potential toxicity of different thermoplastic materials used by different brands. And straight up, even in laboratory studies with artificial saliva, clear aligner systems show toxicity on your cells. That's not under normal use conditions, and that's following the guidelines of the manufacturers, microplastics. There was actually a study that just came out recently that actually compares different brands of clear aligners. They put them in, again, artificial saliva. All of them leached. This evidence may represent a great concern in the clinical practice since it could impact human general health. Analysis showed that the highest number of microplastics was found in the ARC system and the lowest in Invisalign. And the next issue is monomers. What are monomers? A monomer is singular. Polymer is multiple. And all plastic is a polymer, meaning it is a bond, a chemical bond made of different substances. More and more scientists are discovering that monomers do not 100% get formed in every single case, and they remain there for you to ingest. Those monomers are toxic, straight up. And that is the case with all plastic. There was another study that came out recently examining urethane dimethacrylate, UDMA. Given that aligners are regularly replaced during orthodontic treatments, patients may be exposed to continuously high toxic levels of UDMA over several months. Furthermore, the study warns that the identified levels of UDMA might actually be an underestimation of the clinical situation due to various factors that can alter the material's behavior. There was another study that tested 2 biocompatible resins and observed rapid degeneration of mammalian eggs, basically a severe reproductive toxicity. The study raised concerns about the cytotoxicity and the absence of reproductive health safety testing in biocompatibility certification. Is Invisalign toxic? It's hard for me to say.